Right, so basically what I've done is I've moved out of that shed into this car. All my belongings that was in the shed are now in this car. Why have I decided to move out of the shed into this car? I just feel like something a little bit different, that's all. You know, I've lived in that shed for over 3 months. I kept going back to the same place, same part of the forest, and I think it would get me down a little bit. I never really felt comfortable there. I always felt as if I had to watch my back going in and out there. I think for a while now I've been wanting to move out of that place. Although I did put a lot of energy into building that place, and it was very ideal to be living in that place over winter, especially now that cold weather's coming. Like I said, I moved out of that place on Tuesday. It's Saturday today, so for the past 5 days I've been sleeping in this car at night time. It's a Vauxhall Zafira, so it's quite a spacious car. It's a people carrier. All the seats fold down in the back, and I can fully lay down in there with my legs stretched. So it's quite comfortable for me and dogs. Like I say, I've got all my stuff in here: pillows, quilts, bed sheets. I am a little bit skeptical about what I'm doing because I've never done anything like this before. You know, I've done a lot of travelling around on foot, but not in a car like this. Got to look at the positive side of things, man. I suppose it's like having a tent on wheels. I can keep moving around different places, see a lot more things. That shed, you know, if that were on wheels, I'd have just kept that place and moved that around, but that wasn't the case. And, you know, I wanted to move away from that place and I couldn't take that shed with me, so like I say, I've got this car. Everything works, it's a good car, seems quite reliable. Shout out to the people that got it off, you know, they filled it up with petrol for me, gave it me at a good price, made sure everything was okay, all the tyres, all the fluids, it's bang on. I feel a little bit more independent already because I can charge my power banks up inside here. And yeah, I suppose that's probably one of the downfalls. Well, I wouldn't say downfall, but living this way, when you settle down to one place, people click onto where you are, then people start coming to see you and things like that. I ain't got a problem with that, but I think in the back of my mind, I was always worried that I was going to get discovered by authority and asked to leave. And I didn't really want to be messing around at this time of year, you know what I mean? You know, I had ideas of getting a hot tent as a backup plan, but I got this instead. And I'm kind of glad I got it, really, you know. So it just gives me the freedom to go more places and not be stuck in the same place. I'm not going back to that shed. I'm hundreds of miles away from that place. So yeah, this is kind of the next step in my life, is to, I suppose my intention really is to stay in this car all winter into the spring arrives. And not, you know, be tied down to the same place. I can go around different places. Come here. I know. So basically my car's parked up down there in a lay-by, and I've come into this massive forest where I've never been before to take the dogs a walk. Not going to stay in here for long, probably stay in here for about half an hour, then get back in car and go somewhere else. Now it's time for some food. One of these flatbreads, some cheese, and some tomato sauce. I could go back in that shop now and say, what are these you just sold me? Everything just come out at the bottom of it. I think that was the end I was supposed to open. And it was. A macaroni cheese pie. And here I am back at the coastline. A different part of the coastline I've never been before. I'm really quite far up north. feels good to be mobile and get around to different places. So as you know, I'm not bothered where I feed my dog, so I've got no dog bowls, so I'll just put the biscuit straight onto the seat. And this is where I've been getting my head down at night time. So I'll put that seat down there, and then I can just lay down here, and my legs fit through there, and I can stretch out fully. And dogs can lay outside of me, or they can lay in front, they can lay where they want. Come on, get in here. So I've got loads of quilts with me. Loads of quilts, got some rope just in case, backpacks, more bags, different coats, more quilts, got everything with me, kettle. Now it's time to hit the road. I've even bought the compass with me. I suppose for as long as I was living in that shed, I always had to go back to that shed. Whereas now I haven't really got to go back anyway. Stay in this vehicle as a shelter. I haven't got to go anywhere, I haven't got to be anywhere, so I'm driving up these massive long roads thinking, where do I go? You know? If I was to stop and turn around and go back where? So that's where I'm going now, up there. So like it says on this board here, the stones behind me are part of the old castle what's no longer here. It was built in 1830 by David, then the castle got destroyed by war and stuff like that. The walls were built so thick so they can resist siege and battering rams. I bet it could withstand a lot of stuff, but I bet one thing it struggled with was the cold. So I suppose me moving out of that shed was quite simple really. I got this car, parked it up at a car park close to where I was, went to the shed, put all my stuff in bags, emptied that wheelbarrow into a bag as well. Then I filled the wheelbarrow up with all my stuff and I carted the wheelbarrow from the shed to the car with all my stuff in one run. Like I said, I cleaned up the best I can around that shed. I didn't want to be messy and leave a massive mess, so I cleaned all that up, and the only thing I left really was the shed and the stove, and that's it really. So like I say, I know there's a few people that know where I was. Get your son down there and get your son in there. It's not a bad little place to have a little bit of a relax like, but it might smell a little bit. So I think the beauty of moving around like this in this vehicle is basically I can just sleep anywhere I want. So other night I stopped in a hotel car park, stopped in McDonald's car park, stopped at lay-bys at side of the road, So I can literally just pull up anyway, lock the vehicle from inside and then just get into the bike with dog's good sleep. And that's what I'm going to do now. So it's only just a quick short little video, basically just to let you know what I'm on with. So I'm going to get my head down now and I'll see you again in the morning. So if you're watching, thank you for watching and goodbye.